This is a lot of work, it really is. I think that someone has to understand just how much work it is. It's the hardest job I've ever had in my life, and I've done some hard ones.
The geotrichum is what grows in first, and it has...
Bringing the people behind our food to life.
Cheese really is, it's primal energy. It's about as primal of a food as you can get. Think of it. You know, it comes from grass, grains, plants, transformed through an animal. It's probably the most primal, one of the most powerful foods there are.
Ooh, that's really, it's smooth.
Did I have one?
Yes. All right, I could get a quarter pound of that.
The farmstead cheese comes from somebody's herd on their own land, and the cheese is made on their land, and so everybody's going to come up with a distinctly different product, and so the cheeses now have character. And you're not going to find same old, this is Monterey Jack, this is Colby, this, you know. And so every farm is turning out really unique products, and you can tell just by the taste of it. With every cheese, pretty much every cheese has a story attached to it, and it's really nice when you know the farmer and you can give a little background, insight into that.
Watch out, Bobo!
When you taste Pat's product, she's been accused of mixing cow's milk into her product because it is probably the most ungoaty goat cheese you'll ever taste. And no, it's pure goats. And if you see the way she takes care of her animals, which you will, everyone is a pet. And you've never seen such well cared for goats. And I know that has a lot to do with the superior quality of the milk. And you can taste it. You can do, when goats are shoved into a barn and they're breathing barnyard smells and whatnot, it definitely comes through in the milk.
I swung by there and just dropped off a few cheeses to him. And at that point, he thought that maybe goat cheeses were not too much of what he wanted, because he said that they were too flinty, meaning too dry. And when he tried them, though, it just completely won him over. They're friends at this point, you know, they're not just, you know, my contact in Portland that I sell cheese to, they're friends. And pretty much that's kind of the way it gets anyway.
Actually, Fuzel and Susie are sisters. Their mother was April. Oh, hungry babies already.
I really enjoy the animals. All of the goats are named. We have Flutterby and Kazoo are the oldest, and then we have Bijou, Minerva, we lost Dragonfly last year. We have Mimosa and Mini-Me and Tutu, Mayfly, Dragonfly. I mean, there's 50 goats out there, they all have a name. But yeah, they all have their names, and each year, you know, we have to go through and figure out what we're going to name the kids. Like all those little brats out there on the rocks right now, they're out there having fun. It's a trial and error process. Mostly, you know, you just have to really pay attention to detail, and you have to have really good milk. What makes really good cheese is really good milk. And that's the bottom line.
And how do you get really good milk?
You take really good care of your animals, and you make sure your milk is clean. You really want to have just perfect conditions. You want to have lots of airflow, and you want to have clean animals and clean bedding and clean milk. How are you guys doing? Look at you. You're growing your mold already. Yay. The biggest challenge is having enough time to do it all. It's really hard that way. The days are really long. You know, they're longer than I would have ever dreamt they could be. And I'm older. Being older makes a big difference. You know, when we first started out with this, I had lots of energy. And I don't have the energy that I had back then. When you're up at 6 o'clock and you're not going to bed until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, it's tough. It gets tough. And it gets to the point where you're thinking, oh, sleep, that's what I want. I think it's just really marvelous to see so many people interested in the whole cheese process. And it's people from every walk of life. But unfortunately, none of them have shown up with a pitchfork to help me clean the barn. Some of them did say they would.